Hello there. I know, a whole minute of dead air. I was writing my notes here. I still have decided not to put any music on today, at least. So I was all set up with what I thought I was going to do, and it was on the Yara, and the Yara is my Magicraft, my big treadle wheel, and there is something specifically loose in the mechanics that turn the big wheel, and it is making a horrendous thump 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 thump. I don't consider it pleasant. I have just totally decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I know I've been spinning on the electric forever, but I have got to get that R worked on. Hubby has tried. I have got to contact Magicraft and say, can you send me this piece, right? Which is what I think it needs. And I'm really frustrated by that. It's going to take forever, and it may not happen. And I'm not real sure what else to do to fix it, but they may have some ideas. So the very first thing to do is contact them and find out. So I am going to be spinning on the Roberta. I changed the fiber. I'm starting a brand new fiber. To me, I mean a brand new project. This is actually green blue with brown, natural brown running through it, and I'll show it close up. The lighting is, but I'll show it on the other as I'm spinning it too. It's pretty soft. It's wool. It's not soft. It's not merino soft. It's not even Blueface Luster soft. It's your standard wool, and it's got a lot of vegetable matter in it, I see, and just nips. I'm showing on the camera that you can't see. Lumps and bumps. So it's going to be rustic, but that's what I'm going to spin. I do want to show you the alpaca that I was working on the other day. This is a 3-ply, just a traditional 3-ply, not a Navajo plied, so it doesn't look rounded like that does. Hi! This is 3 strands, separate strands of alpaca, a dark brown, a medium fawn, and a light. Unfortunately, the medium fawn just kind of disappeared between the dark and the light. But you can tell it's not really barber poled. The 3rd strand really made a difference. I'm going to show it close up on the other camera. I'm just doing this. And then I went on and I had solid color alpaca to do. And so this is a 2-tone. The first part of the skein is that dark, what I call fawn, a very dark fawn, because it has a lot of red in it, and then tan. So it's kind of like a whole bunch of the first part of the skein is the red, and then the rest of the skein is the tan. I will probably put these together. Let me go to the other camera, and I want to show these closer. That's what I've been working on the last couple streams, and I got them finished and plied. There we go. And I originally planned to knit these together into something. It's really interesting to me to see the variation and the solid, but this is slightly thicker. I think the knitting gauge would be okay, depending on that I don't have an actual gauge required project, like a scarf, cowl, hat, something like that. It's super, super soft. I really like it. But let me show you this. To me, it doesn't look like traditional barber pole because that 3rd strand, so if you look real close, let me get in the camera, you see the brown, and then you see right there the fawn, and in between there, if you look, you can see the cream, right? So that sets that brown, dark brown, at a little different angle, and makes it wider, so you don't get the traditional barber pole look. And that's what I'm responding to when I look at it and I see like running along here. what it looks like. It's different. I like it. It's different, and that's why I like it. So, I don't know what's going to happen when I knit it up. This, of course, is just real traditional 2-ply. That's the other difference. You know, when I said that a gauge might be a problem, one is 3-ply, one is 2-ply. This is just traditional 2-ply, which is the part of the skein is the dark fawn, and the other part it's technically a light fawn. Looks tan compared to the dark fawn. I'm very happy with them, and they were wonderful to spin. That was my home processed top, with my big combs. So, got that all done. Thank you, Kay. I think it's really, really pretty too. How are you today? And are you plying yet on your 6.0? I just got through this morning finalizing plans. Hubby and I are coming to the Greencastle Fiberfest on Friday, April 15th. No, 14th. Wait, no, 15th. We're going to go up and stay in Greencastle at the DePaul Inn, and then go there to the Fiber Fair and when the doors open at 10:30 on Friday, and then leave maybe 2-3 o'clock and drive home from there. So I'm real excited. I get to go. You got a half a bobbin left? Soon, real soon now. Isn't that what they say? Real soon now. So yeah, I'm all excited. I don't need to buy a single thing. How in the how am I going to go to a fiber fair and not buy anything? You know that's not going to happen. I shouldn't go, but I love them. I love them. I know so many of the vendors that vend up there. From the few years that I vended, I was still raising rabbits when I first vended up there. That's been a long time ago. I don't know how this is going to spin. This is just, I need to not over control it and make demands on it to be a certain kind of yarn. I need to let it be bulky and rustic and lumpy, bumpy, because it just, see, I'm already picking at it too much, probably. They have thrown what I call floor sweepings in there, not the vegetable matter, but, it's, when you clean out your carders, whether you're, or your combs, I should say, but you clean out and you have all that stuff that came out that you didn't want in your fiber, they put that into this. It's little different colors and all that. So, we'll see. So anyway, I did not expect to spin this on the Roberta. And that's way too fast. I need slow. I need slow, slow, slow. I was going to spin something else on my Aura. I am not happy with the way it's spinning. It has to have some kind of repair done. I have to contact them. So anyway, since I know that I'm not going to spin on it, even though this is a large, I have 2 of these balls. I didn't want to spin it on the Roberta. The bobbins are so small, but I am just going to have to probably fill up. I don't know if I'll make this a 2-ply or 3-ply. I was going to say, 2 bobbins for a 2-ply. I could just spin a whole bunch of singles and Navajo ply it too, make a 3-ply. Be pretty Be an interesting yarn if it's all lumpy. Not keeping my train of thought because I'm focusing on this, trying to see what I want to do. I still think I'm trying to control it too much. At least the vegetable matter falls out this way, mostly. Alright, I'm going to have to change my camera because I moved it to show the skeins of yarn. Well, I think I can live with that. There. It's a little better. So that's not this coming Thursday, it's a week from Thursday. I will miss a Thursday night stream. But not this week, next week. Went outside a little bit today. Walked up and got the paper, and I have so much blooming. I have Bradford pears blooming. I have a peach tree blooming in my orchard that, oh, I would love it if it would do good. It set peaches last year, and they all dried up. I don't know exactly what it needs. If it needed more moisture rain, or if it's it probably needs spraying. That's the one thing I don't do, and I have a sprayer, but when the tree gets really big like that, it's hard to get that spray up in that tree. So that's if it's some kind of disease or whatever. The only way to fix that is spraying the tree. When we went to Florida, we got some really good peaches down there. Brought some home. I just cut up the last of those. And I thought, we bought them in Florida, and near where we were staying, and I thought maybe they were Georgia peaches, and I asked her, when I was buying them, she said, "Oh no, we raise them here." Did not know they could raise peaches in Florida. Unless she was just telling me a story. They were good though. So although you can't tell it, I gave this room a good cleaning today. Part of what that involved was putting books back into a bookcase that I finally gave up on hubby fixing it, and he could have put one more shelf in, but I just went ahead and put the 2 shelves back in, and I've got 3 shelves there. It's fine, whatever. It has my spinning and my dyeing books, and one shelf has some small photo albums. You know, the small photo albums, because it's one of those shelves that's made pretty narrow, right? You can get paperbacks on it and stuff like that. But anyway, it has my spinning and dyeing books. I did say dyeing, didn't I? I didn't say weaving, surely, because I don't have weaving books. And in the process of cleaning out that area where the books were stacked up, I went through all the fiber. I found a couple more things I'll spin here on the Roberta. I gathered a whole great big trash bag full of white fibers. So I've got those all ready for dye days. And they're some are roving top, some are just general fleece. So before I go, I'm going to take a look at my dyes and the colors I got and all that, because I may pick some of those up. One thing I can buy. The truth is, my hubby would just be so upset if he heard me say this, but the truth is, I would love to buy another spinning wheel and get rid of the Yara. Can't sell it right now with it needed repaired, but I don't know. I'm just frustrated with it. I'll fall back in love with it once it spins good again. It's a good spinning wheel. I loved it when I was spinning on it. Just obviously something isn't right in the metal part of the mechanical part that turns the wheel. And even though hubby took it all completely apart, he told me, he said he really thought I needed a new part. That needed replaced. That it's not just a matter of cleaning it and getting it put back together again. So, I'm going to send him a video. See if I can contact him on my phone and send him a video of what it sounds like with it treadling. What it looks like. Also need to get, I know I need to get a dry band. I can get that at the Woolery. I wonder if they're going to be at Greencastle. You know, that might be something I could do, is ask them to bring it. I gotta look into that. I think the last Greencastle I went to, oh my. I wonder if we went in 2019. They didn't have it 20, 21. They have it in 21. They had it in 21. I didn't get there. Greencastle's a bit of a drive for me. That's one of the reasons I don't routinely go. I do have to stay over. I can't go up same day and go home. Well, I could. I don't want to. Got my taxes done, got my mom's done. I have to mail hers. We have to mail our state. That was my goal for the end of this week. What would be good to make out of this? I'm going to have quite a bit. Well, probably. It's that maddening in between. Way too much for hat, even a matching set hat. Make a nice long scarf and hat and maybe mittens. That might work. And not enough for a sweater, right? Probably not enough for a vest. In between projects, shawls. I guess I guess shawls are that, aren't they? That in between, especially because some people, I really, it takes as much hand spun to make me a shawl as it does a sweater because of my larger size and because I don't like it just sitting a little bit over my shoulders and a little bit down my back, right? I want to wear a blanket. That's what I want to wear. I want to wear a blanket. If I want a shawl, I want a blanket. So it takes too much yarn. I was putting those books away. I found 3 books, knitting books, that I have. Each book has a project in it. And then I'm going to take the book to sell them. I don't want the book, keep the book, but I want to make those projects. Now I have to either copy them, which used to be easy because when I worked, I would just copy it at work. And it is not easy to make copies of pages of a book here at home. The printer is pretty, it's just kind of inaccessible. It's tucked behind the big monitor, that kind of thing. So I just hung on to the books. So that is one thing I'm going to look into. Pull some yarn for those 3 projects. And I don't know. Go to the library. Copy it at the library. As long as they don't wonder. I think that might not be a bad idea. Especially because my little library is right up the road from me. That might be. And then put it together with yarn and, how that works. Put it away and forget about it. Oh, no. It's the only way I'm going to clear the books out of this house is to do stuff like that. I balanced my checkbook yesterday. I only do it like once every 4 months. Hi! How are you? Lazy and Sock Wizard! Your colors are the same. I almost missed you. I am spinning an unknown breed dyed blend of many things. I mean, there's wool, and then there's little bits and pieces of things that there's several colors of wool. There's little bits and pieces of things that they put in there that, they probably cleaned out of their carding machine. So it's making speckles. It's moderately soft, and it was done by Woolly Knob Fiber Mill, who no longer makes anything, but goes to, he doesn't do anything online or anything like that, but he goes to fiber fairs, and I bought it last September at a fiber fair. And I'm just spinning it pretty bulky and rustic. You're hanging out with your kids today, Lazy? Good. Good. You're knitting for Sock Madness. I love those socks. I am a cheerleader now. I didn't get past round 1 because we were traveling. And anyway, when I saw them, I was like, oh, I definitely am making these. So how do you like knitting it? Tell me how it's knitting for you. I have tried to read on the thread some. I'm a little behind right now, but just to get a feeling for what people are thinking and stuff. But I think they're so cute. I just love them. Not the pocket. I mean, the pocket is cool, and I'm excited to do that double knitting part to make the pocket. But I like the plaid. I love the tartan part of it. I love the way that looks. You are? You're enjoying it? You might not get past. Your team is fast. Yeah. I know this just came out. Uh, well, what? When did it come out? Friday? I don't remember. But my team was super fast. That's why okay, so I am supposed to be in a slower team. And everybody talked about being slower, but I knit one sock from Sunday to Thursday, and we drove Friday and Saturday. So Sunday morning when I'm home and I got up and I sat down, I had cast on the sock, but I was, gonna really focus on it. This is round one. And went and read the thing was closed. My team was filled. I checked the spreadsheet and my team was filled. So it was like, oh, all right, never mind. It wasn't easy. Round one was an easy sock, quite honestly. And that's just a sign of I am really slow knitter, that it took me that many days to even make one sock. It takes me almost every minute of the 2 weeks to get the qualifier sock done on time. And if I'd had a full 2 weeks on that first round, I would have been able to get it done, but didn't. It filled up. The pockets are a bit silly, but the color work has been fun. I do. I don't know. I suppose it's perfectly acceptable to make that without the pocket. It's just cute. It is kind of cute. Well, good luck. I hope you get to go on. All the teams filled up really fast in round one. You're on N, so I didn't expect them to be so fast, but I think they may just be too fast for me. My plan was to take it easy this year anyway. My plan is always, I'm not going to worry about it, and then I always get upset when I get knocked out. I'm like, why are you upset? You didn't want to worry about it. It's just that I thought I would get to this round. Doesn't make any difference what round you're going to get all the patterns anyway. I put my work in getting the qualifier done. I have Who-In socks on from last year. I'm wearing those right now. I wear them as they were way too big, and I never changed anything to make them more my size. So I wear them as over socks and, slippers. I don't wear them in shoes. The Who-In socks. going on here. I don't know if I can get a shot of my foot in the camera or not. Ooh, I got that kind of bulked up there. Let's see. I move this and put my feet out. They are way too big. Oh, let me put my foot up here. They're pretty good. There's a lot of, I love this heel, but there's a lot of room there, and you know, they're just. But that was with a sock yarn that changed colors and a solid. I thought they were, I like them. I love the orange, burnt orange. And they're comfortable. And I am going to actually do sock surgery on the ones that were qualified for this year. They're just like humongous on me. So I'm going to take them back. I put lifelines in both of them, so I'm going to take them back. Oh, you made a second pair in a smaller size. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I think the basic heel, and I mean the heel that they use on it is really good. I just went real big because of the color work and everything. Just like I did with qualifiers this year too. Get my, what did I do with my towel? Oh, there it is. You modified the pattern to use just one color because you wanted to try it with a variegated colorway. The waves came out subtle and nice. Oh, very good. That's interesting to know. That's why you're a sock wizard, right? Alright, that was chunky. Not what I wanted. This is driving me crazy. So chunky. Tomorrow we are officially starting to mow. It is like, we need to have opening season, like baseball games or whatever. The official cut of grass, a swath of grass, right? Some kind of ceremony. I say my ceremony for the 1st of May. That's my birthday, and I always open up the porch on May 1st. It's just, I consider that officially summer season. So, yeah, that's my little ceremony then. But, it's just, can't wait that long to mow. Gotta mow. And, I don't know if I'll actually get to mow tomorrow, because what really has to happen first is we go in and hubby gets the oil filter and changes the oil, and we get a new tank of gas. I mean, we get gas, in the gas cans, so we have fresh gas, etc., etc. So I don't know if we'll get that done and have time to mow or not, but it's starting. Definitely starting. That also means I will be getting back outside and dealing with fleeces, skirting, and that sort of thing. That's something I really like to do in the house. I sat outside in the sunshine a little bit today. Oh, it felt so good. This has a lot of gray in it. It it looks brown, but I'll tell you what they did was they combined a gray brown fleece that was processed, so that it was roving, and something that they had dyed this blue-green color, and they put it through whatever equipment they have that makes roving, blends and makes roving. There's quite a bit of gray in here. That's part of why I bought it. I liked that natural gray color with the blue-green. something very satisfying about this quick spin. I know from past experience, I'm not always as happy with the yarn. It's satisfying to get it done this quick, but when I look at that bulky, it'll be bulky, and I look at that bulky yarn and I'm like, I don't know what to make with that. I just put away some black Welsh Mountain, and then I had a Welsh Mountain, it wasn't black Welsh Mountain, I had a Welsh Mountain fleece that I had processed, and I had dyed it. I left some of it white and I had dyed it a green. And I had those three together, but I never did anything with them. I had them out, but I never did anything with them. I wonder if one of the it was in the same areas as books. I wonder if one of the projects is for that yarn. I'll have to double check that. I used to remember stuff like that, but I can't remember stuff anymore. So this bobbin's going to get topped off here, and then it'll be done. This is the problem with the... I'll tell you what, though, I'm not sure I would be able to spin this fiber as nice if I was treadling. It's a little easier to do this woolen long draw spin. It's not really a long draw, but it's a semi-woolen where I don't pinch, I don't stop the twist. The twist runs all the way back to my drafting hand. And when you need quite a bit of pull on the yarn. You need the spinning wheel pulling it in. And I will say that the R probably wouldn't have been as good doing that as the Roberta is. I could get a jumbo head flyer for the Roberta, but I never wanted to invest in that. In fact, one of the reasons I got this at a really good price when I got it was the lady who was a small dealer. I mean, she wasn't a big business. She mostly sold rabbits. But she had this one, and she wanted the one with the big bobbins. So she bought that and wanted to sell this. Instead of adapting it, she just bought a different one. That was so many years ago. It wasn't as costly as it would be to do that to this now. It'd be pretty costly. I wonder if I took a picture of this fiber. I have my iPad here. Maybe I ought to do that. I know I haven't saved any, set aside any for. I can't imagine I'd put this in the state fair though. I was sitting here remembering a fiber fair I went to, took my grandson, and it was a small one, just inside. It didn't have any animals or anything like that. He has been to this Green Castle, but he was a baby, and I don't think he remembers any of it, but he has been to this one. But anyway, they had door prizes, and I happened to win a door prize, and he went with me, and he saw a red scarf somebody had knitted out of bright red yarn. He says, "Oh, get the hat. I love that." And of course, I had to give him my door prize. It's the way grandmas are, isn't it? It was a bright red scarf. Ugh, excuse me. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Check something online real quick. All right. Ravelry. I want to see if I have this. Oh, why am I not signed in? That's poopy. Always have to. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. They changed their Flair Week. All right. They're decorating their profile with pictures with hats and fun items. Oh, I didn't catch that. All right. I want to see if I have stash. Where's my stash? There it is. This already in there. Fiber stash. Let's see. It's going to be unknown. Woolly knob. White roving. Nope. I don't have it on there. Okay. That tells me I need to take a picture before I go any further here. Double check my photos here on my iPad. look like I did. I thought maybe I might have. I just bought it last September. I thought maybe I might have put it. When I bought it. Let me. Check Shutterfly. Wonder if I'm still signed in there. Yeah, I am. Good. Okay, I am doing a quick look here. And I am down to June. Unless I bought it earlier than that. Okay, I'm going to take pictures. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so when I started this one that I'm spinning, it looked more like this. And the deeper I get into it, the more gray there is. Wonder if the other bobbin's gonna, I didn't even notice there's gonna be that much difference. There's a lot of difference there. Okay, let's weigh this. I think each ball was 4 ounces. Yep. Okay, so each ball was 4 ounces. A lot of index cards. You love it? That's, I never have plans when I'm spinning. I have no idea. Hold your breath. There we go. Okay. I try really hard to keep it record of stuff in my Ravelry, but So let me take a little bit of what's in the middle and a little bit of what's on the outside for wait, let's get that tucked in. There we go. Okay. For what I'm going to save. Although, like I say, I try, but I have been known to, especially small amounts. I mean, it's spun and done before I even think about, oh, wait, I don't think I took a picture of that. So then it's just the yarn. So for Easter, I will be getting out the Easter egg dye that I have stuck away in my dyeing box and dyeing fiber. I don't dye eggs, I dye fiber. That's what I was talking about earlier. I pulled all my white fibers, and I will say the thing I like to dye the best is when I was raising rabbits, the Angora. The best way to do it is take mason jars and put your dye in a little bit of vinegar and fill it up and just wet your fiber and stuff it into the mason jar. Let it sit for as long as you want, and then rinse it and you're done. That's good for little bits of fiber. Of course, I do pot immersion dyeing mostly when it's not in a roving already. When it's in a roving, specifically roving or top, I'll do the saran wrap, lay it all out there, squirt the dye on, wrap it up. But heat it up. This year I found gallon mason jars. And I thought, oh, I'm going to try those with dyeing. I would never can in them. They're good for storing dried goods and stuff like that if I wanted to use them for that. But as far as if I want to use them for dyeing, it's no big deal because I'm not going to then use them for food. I'll just use them for that. And I got to thinking that might work better. I could coil wet roving down into that and then do a dribble up and then put water in. I probably end up I have to be careful what colors I use because I could end up with mud, right? I'm going to try at least one that way. I'm not going to do them all that way. Most of them I'm going to do on saran wrap. Which reminds me, I need to add that to my grocery list. Because I definitely don't have enough for doing all the dyeing I want to do without buying a new box. I also have an old crock pot I use for dyeing. I do the same sort of thing. It's more immersion though. Coil the wet fiber in there, squirt the or dribble the what I made up dye wise. I have a couple squirt bottles I can use, and put just a smidgen of water on the bottom, not enough to cover it. Turn the pot on low for a while. Okay, I'm going to change bobbins after I do this a little bit here. I don't know if I got that. I probably didn't get that divided exactly in half, but since I have more, I'm not too worried about it. Hi, knitter. This is wool. It is not breed specific. It's kind of a mixture and therefore is not really listed by the processor. Um, it has a natural gray brown color in it and a part that's been dyed sort of a green blue. I am spinning it woolen, which means it's going to come out to be not bulky, but definitely close to bulky. It's going to be pretty much like your worsted weight after I apply it. At this point in time, I don't have any plans for the fiber. I'm just getting it into yarn at this point. Welcome, by the way. I see you're a first time viewer chatter. Appreciate you coming by. You have knitter in your name, but are you also a spinner? This is what the fiber looks like. You're just learning. Oh, how wonderful. Thank you. The rare breed information was a good almost 2 year study. I really enjoyed it too. Now I'm kind of, catching up on spinning some stuff that I set aside while I was so focused on specific breeds. Now I'm kind of cleaning out my spinning fibers. Kind of, as I do so often, put aside my one rare breed project. I had lots of, I had, the skeins of yarn that I made, and those I have stored with the hand spun and will have their own whatever I decide to do with them. But I had leftover, um, and they were little bits. Just tiny little balls worth, and I have labeled them as I got along and stuck them in a basket, and I have been making tiny Christmas ornaments out of them. I have yet to embroider the breed name on them, but that's my goal, is then to embroider the breed name on it. There's a part of me that thinks that it would have worked better to make a scarf and still do the embroidery. The names of the sheep breeds on a scarf would actually be quite a conversation piece. And as always, once I start doing something, I always have a better idea, right? I have too many breeds, really, for that. Also, uh, a lot of the breeds, their natural color is dark, which is fine. It can go in the scarf. It's just, I don't know. The white looks better, I think, as a Christmas ornament. So I might do both. I might do the scarf with the dark. This is a very rapid way to spin. It is going to make a yarn that is extremely woolen, is full of air, traps the air, extremely warm, but also not tightly spun, and therefore can be poofy, for lack of a better word. A lot of it has to do with where, excuse me a minute. Okay. I usually never sneeze more, just one time. I think I'll wait a minute here and see. I got some dust up my nose. So what I was saying about the woolen is it spins really, really fast. And this is not traditional true woolen. because I'm not pulling back as far as some people do with a woolen, but it has to do with the fact I don't stop the twist. I let it run all the way up into where I'm drafting. Whereas if you spin worsted, you're going to stop the twist here and then pull and then slide. Stop, pull, slide. That's most people spin worsted, and it makes a thinner yarn. But this prep has so much lump and bump to it that it's better to allow that, just like I just had right there. It's better to allow that extra openness that spinning woolen gives to incorporate all those lumps and bumps. This is one of the times where all the years I was podcasting, I'd have to explain with words. Where, here, the streaming allows me just to show it, what I'm talking about. This style of spinning and the woolen, not only is it really good for, knitting garments that you want to trap that air in, but it's also good for weaving, weft only, not warp. It doesn't have the strength for warp, but it does wonderful as a weft, filling in the warp. And I only know that from reading. I'm not a weaver, but this is what I've read about it. And the only thing that, if you want a really smooth cloth, that this kind of yarn isn't going to be good for that, even for warp. I'm going to stick to worsted spinning for both warp and weft. Need a stretch break after this. I didn't really stretch when I took a little bit of a break before. I did some internet searching, but I didn't stretch. So we're going to do that next. Okay, stretch break. Ooh. This is the shoulder that's giving me trouble. I can't raise it. All right. Need to fix it. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to finish this. I think I should finish this up, and that'll be the end of the stream. That was a little piece of mohair or silk or something of that nature. It just went flying through. Like a little mohair curl. I have a big sack of washed mohair. I'm not going to spend it. Yeah, I'm not going to spin it by itself. I'm going to mix it with something. But I haven't brought it down from storage. Oh, to use on my drum cart or mix with anything. Okay, hubby is burning. Oh, I can smell the wood smoke. We're doing that, spring cleanup, the limbs that come down and all that. He's lit the pile. I can smell it. Where's my marshmallows? I've got graham crackers, but I don't have any Hershey bars. Can't make s'mores. It smells like fall, not spring. Oops. Oh man, I'm not paying attention. It's got it wadded up in the middle there. See, I just this drives me crazy. It's great big clumps. And you can see they're just short bits that come off. Oh well. By this point in the stream, after an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever, I have just nothing left to say. I've done my talking. Oh, my feet are cold. Probably because I'm not up and around. Moving around. This is an electric spinning wheel. It is called a Roberta. made in New Zealand by Oertel. That's Oertel. You can find it on the internet under Roberta Spinning Wheel. That's what they're commonly known as. I've had this one a long time. Maybe 15 years. It's made out of a really, really pretty wood that is from New Zealand. Let me get a link for you. Although it may not be their website, I don't know. Because there's Woolery. There it is. I bought mine used, but not used much. The lady was also a small dealer. I mean, she did mostly booths at fiber fairs. And I knew her because I was raising Angora rabbits and she raised Angora rabbits, so we were friends for that reason. But she's the one that introduced it to me. And she sold the one she had been using as a demo because she got a different one that has jumbo bobbins. Most of them that are sold now that are the jumbo bobbins. These are not the jumbo. These are the regular size. So I don't even know if they make these size bobbins anymore. But my point is she wanted to get the big bobbins, so sold this to me. So I'll be back Tuesday morning around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am going to be cross stitching. I'm gonna take a break. I usually try to do the early morning show, which is once a week. I usually try not to spin then, do something else. And I have this Christmas ornament cross stitch started that I need to work on. And I'm in the mood for a break. So I'm looking forward to working on that. I should work on the dragon too. I may work on the dragon instead. I don't know. See what kind of mood I'm in Tuesday morning. I did get the dragon set up on a good stand, but I haven't actually tried camera work on it yet. I'm not sure how that'll work. I may have to throw this towel in the wash. In fact, I think I will. Oh, alright, this end is a little bit in bits and pieces here. I'm surprised I got 2 ounces on each bobbin.